So the Gen Zs are looking for such kind of strategic thinking, strategic value, what they can bring into more. Apple and Unilever. It started with Apple, wherein every individual is spending almost like 10% of their KPIs only bringing innovation. You look at the values they will bring. We have 16-year-old, 20-year-old, 35-year-old founders, CEOs of the company. And those are the young generation who are driving it.
The best thing about it is that it really speaks very nicely. So, welcome Renu, and thank you for allowing me to host you today. It's Shelly Thoughts Podcast, episode 4 with you. We have been talking a lot, and I've been chasing you a lot from last 3 months. Finally, we got to record it. And it has been really lovely speaking to you personally as well. And I'm sure that viewers are going to enjoy this today. So today's conversation will be around Gen Zs in the AI era as well, and how leadership should manage this kind of workforce in their world, and as a workplace reality, what leaders can do to build trust and performance and growth together. And also we know that AI is accelerating execution, but leadership still decides the quality of thinking, culture, and outcomes. So welcome and thank you for agreeing to do this. So my guest today is Renu Rohtagi. She's a Director, Human Resource and Communications at Air Liquide, and also she's a leader who leads leadership programs at Air Liquide with a strong focus on leadership, capability and coaching. Renu brings across 2 decades of experience across HR, organization development, learning, employee engagement, performance and rewards and culture building. One line of her that stayed with me is, technology is the canvas, but human context is the masterpiece. Renu, welcome to Shelly Thoughts. I'm glad we are doing this today. We have talked a lot before this as well, and I wanted to record everything because you always give me some lessons of wisdom. So, welcome. How are you today?
Very well, very well. Thank you so much, Shelly, for having me here on this talk, and especially on the day when it's your birthday, huh? And I really would like to compliment, in fact, your curiosity and your passion that you're celebrating your day, not entirely focusing on you, but focusing on the topic, which is very, very important for each one of us. When we are nurturing, I would say, and also getting nurtured by the Gen Zs.
So true. And I believe coming from you, because I have seen you speaking at many forums, I have seen you are a mother of a Gen Z daughter, and you have raised her well. I know about the anecdote that you told me that she's in US, if I'm not wrong, or UK.
She's in Europe, yeah.
She's in Europe, and she is still very much connected with her roots, and I'm really glad that you brought up that upbringing, that in Europe as well she's maintaining that rhythm over there, and she's very fond of your grandparents as well. You told me that she never forgets to call them. That's the thing that you have brought up, and I'm glad that you maintain that, because what I have realized over time that with Gen Zs that they're very realistic, practical, but they're very emotional, and they know how to be connected with their roots. So do you feel the same thing? And if you want to share some lights on that, that'll be great.
Absolutely. I really used to wonder in my younger days, I would say. So my mantra is forever young, by the way.
You're still young.
No, I'm actually saying my mantra is always, I really believe in being forever young, not by the look, but by the way you think and you deliver your things, And for me, my charm, my refuel is always learning. I'm so damn mad in getting anything which I can get, and even I think my 24 hours in a day is very short time, because I just love getting stuff from one or the other, just to see what stuff I can learn and what I can really spearhead to the coming generations, or maybe surrounded with my people. And it is so fascinating to see that every second minute we have something or the other coming. And with
That
the
is
virtue
so
of
true.
AI, that is like mammoth. But coming back to your statement when you're talking about the Gen Z's grounding, and I'm really resonating it with my daughter. During my younger days, I used to think, oh, I'm working and I'm barely spending time with her. And I thought, I don't know how is she's going to be, bringing up, But I think the way she was really under the shadow of my in-laws, I think she has tremendously made sure that she's grounded. She's really keeping her values at forefront, no matter what. And also making sure that she is today's generation, which is called native digital Gen Zs, She's making sure that everything is being supported with logics. Not really go and just please by saying everything yes or no, what we want to tell her. But she's very strong to tell that what is right and what she believes in the value. And it needs to be supported with a logic. So that makes me and my family also to understand that there's a lot more to learn from them. If they're adaptable because they're wanting to know the logics behind everything. And that's where, again, for me and to all the people who are listening, millennials and our 4 generations, that there is abundance of learning opportunity from the Gen Zs, and they are the real game changers because they know how to set their boundaries. They know what they need to take in their life. When we talk about diversity inclusion, not as a metrics, that is inherent in them. They know when they speak, is that inclusion being taken care? When we have a diversity of thoughts, are those diversity of thoughts are on these discussions? So I think these are very inherent values they are driving, and that's not even for my daughter. I would say all the Gen Zs, if you look at it, they're coming with that mindset.
Is there any anecdote that you would like to share in your work experience that you have faced or you have learned or you have came across through your corporate journey, where you hired a Gen Z and they made you learn something which is something you were not even thinking about? Is there anything that you would like to share?
There are many examples, many examples where we need to come across, so for example, when you're giving it to the Gen Z things that, a very, very recent one, I tell you, I come across with one of my friend's son, and we were talking on certain logics, calculations. And I told him that, just work on this particular project because I'm supporting him on something. So, and I told him that, okay, you take, your couple of hours and you can come back to me, just do some kind of analysis on this front. It took him only 10 minutes. And, what he told me later, that he said, give me that work, give me that work where I can think of doing more. I can bring some meaningful value, because these are work which has been driven by the machines, the spreadsheets which we used to think going to be taking 8 hours, 4 hours, is being taken by machines. So the Gen Zs are looking for such kind of strategic thinking, strategic value, what they can bring into more view, So it's like, so, the shift. I would like to really witness that, the shift what we have started to observe. Please remember, the spreadsheets are no longer a strategic value.
True. Indeed, I agree with you on that.
Do not think of it that, you go and compute this formula, or you bring this particular stuff to me and, and take 1 day or 2 days. I think we need to come up from this project. Give that strategic values to the students, to your new generations, that from the data which is there with us, what AI and the machines are providing to us, let them bring some meaningful context which can drive value.
This is interesting because these days I've seen that many people are moving towards, resolving everything through AI or trying to ease their life through AI, which is very much helpful as well. but this kind of perspective that give me something where I can use my brain, to bring some value onto the table, not something which I can feed to the machine and machine can give me in seconds.
Absolutely.
So this is something an eye opener, and which is why many people fear that AI will replace many things. AI will do replace many things, which is very much clerical, or where we do not need much of human intervention. But one thing that AI will never replace is the capability to think differently, to think from different aspects of it, right? To bring some human essence in building something, the emotional factor of it.
Yeah, and just coming to this point, what you're saying, and I think we need to own a responsibility as a leader, as a managers, when we are trying to give some kind of task to them. So did we also really thought through that what is that value I'm trying to get from this particular task by asking my reportees, and especially I'm talking to the Gen Zs, because for them, curation of a data is not the game changer. It's not like that, it's the data. If you look at it, the era of a data is started almost like 3 decades ago, right? It's time now from the data. What is that value strategically we are bringing? The hidden value, we are looking at it, so that each one of us are actually deliberating and then can bring back, that from this data, what we are really reading the trends, what we can bring as an improvement is a next step. And that is what the Gen Zs are looking at it, and they are working on it. So you look at the way the transition of a data to the value driven is, I think, even as the managers, we have to really think through what kind of a data or what kind of a task I'm expecting for my team to really bring it to me. To add.
I believe it's very thoughtful as well, and but also I've seen, and then we were discussing before that as well, and you told me that many organizations are not feeling comfortable hiring more Gen Zs, and they're not comfortable the way they interact and the way they handle things. So what's your take on that? Because your perspective is absolutely different from what I hear from people. So how do you think that leaders should collaborate with them, or should understand their thought process, and how they can make sure that they create a workspace which is thriving for the Gen Zs as well?
I think it's a very, very thought-provoking question, with the fact, even though I also started sometime thinking way back 2022, 23, when there's a lot of voice going around, and the Gen Z, the today's generation is very lazy, they are very slow. I think if we have to really look from the lens of the Gen Zs, and typically when we look at in today's era, 25, 26, here, I think they're not lazy. They're not inefficient. They are efficient with the fact that they're wanting to know the logics behind everything what has been given to them. Why? Remember, this is something, again, I'm going back to my earlier days, to my greenfield plant, Coca-Cola, when I used to work there. We used to have town halls once in 6 months and 4 months, and then and we used to get the opportunity to ask questions, And my question, remember those days?
Yes.
And we were all being encouraged to ask questions, and then we used to have why, why this, why that, and then we used to hold those questions with us, quarter, or let's say half yearly, and all so and so forth. But today's generation, which I call efficient generation, if being real, they wanted why in every second, every task, every assignment, what we do. So they look for a why in everything, so that they can make more meaningful contribution to that task, right? So I really take this as a efficient generation, who wanted to know that, why do you want me to do this? What is that value I'm bringing to myself and to the organization? So we need to be, as a leader, we have to really keep a hat in mind that if there is a why which is coming, I think they're trying to make your how and what successful.
Yeah, that truly makes sense. And when you mentioned this, Renu, this made me remember the talk I had with one of the managers in GE and Baker Hughes now. And he always told me that, Shelly, never forget to ask why you are doing this. And this is what the Gen Zs are doing. They're asking the whys. Why do you believe that spending 9 hours doing this is going to be constructive when I know it can be done in like 4 hours? They're asking the whys. And whys are, I believe, very, very crucial to ask these days, which we forget to ask. We just do. Okay, this need to be done. This is fine. This is okay, let's do it. But why this need to be done? And what is the need of it? I believe that's what we are forgetting. And that's what they are helping us learning back.
Absolutely.
Right?
So take it that as an opportunity, take it that as more of, we need to be receptive and we need to be really respecting their views, their perspectives, why we are doing that, and I believe me, when you are really making sure that, you have your minor coaching to them, what a success they will bring in. You look at recently we had, I was just going through with certain reads, and at any which way we all are aware, Apple and Unilever. It started with Apple, wherein every individual is spending almost like 10% of their KPIs only bringing innovation, and which is mandate to them. And innovation doesn't mean that you have to really keep inventing something. It's mean that you're something learning new.
Yeah. True that.
Right? Right? And this is where everybody at this point in time, when we have a lot of information available, we are trying to look at authentic information. Right? Authenticity is the essence, which is at the moment missing as well, because we have a lot of information available. Right? And that's where innovation is going to be coming, when you're more authentic to know what are the rights. What is the kind of information I need to really source through? What are the sources from where I need to get that? And this is only going to be coming when you are really getting to know more about it. So, and that's where the invention of innovation happens. So this is one. And in fact, if I'm not wrong, even Unilever has also started to do that. They are making, for the Gen Z especially, they're looking at lattice career structure. Yeah. So, which means that you're not really required to undergo a vertical, rituals of your growth. It is like that. You need to be into a corporate jungle where you can move from one ladder to another ladder, with the only fact that you have to bring your skills there. What are you learning as a What is that new technology you try to add into your learning? How courageous are you to experiment on yourself in terms of your assignments? This is what the Gen Zs are looking at. They are brave enough, to move from one skill to another skill, and that's the lattice culture of your career. So this is what Gen Zs are looking at it. So I think anything which is coming from them, we as a leaders need to. As one of the good listening skills, we have to really listen to them empathetically, that where these thoughts are coming from, and how these thoughts are going to be shaping what they're looking from, from their lens. And always keep in mind that why these thoughts are coming and where they're going to be shaping it up is something. Is there a value which is attached to us as an organization? Or is there a value which is attached to an individual to learn more? So have that sense of deep understanding to an individual of when we talk about the Gen Zs, and try to be empathetic with them. So they are not really inefficient. I rather say that they are most efficient generation in this digital native world, who are driving the era. You look at, I think this is the only era where their colleagues and their managers are AI. If you look at, I was reading a very good stuff coming from Forbes. It says that every second individual is taking a coaching from AI. What?
Yeah.
do. Yeah, you look at it. What should I do? Next step. This situation, help me driving towards it. Help me guiding. So I see we are living in an era where AI is performing more as a manager, as a coach, as a mentor, versus the one which was sitting as my manager. So think about it. How can I be more how can I really leverage on my emotional quotient as an individual, as a leader, to really glue our Gen Zs, so because we are building a generation, we are working with the generations whose second colleague is AI.
Yeah.
Work colleague is AI.
Yeah.
Look at the pace, look at the agility, and look at their digital native.
That's profound. I mean, the crux that I'm understanding is that earlier, of course, we were dependent on the people to learn. There was internet, of course, but it was not something very much guiding. It's like you have to use your own brain, you have to research and then find something substantial for you. But now with AI, everyone has answers to many things, which earlier they were not. So which is why leaders has to be more empathetic towards how they're dealing with them, right?
Yeah.
It cannot be like you giving orders and things will get done. No, you have to also tell the meaning behind it, that why we are doing it and what impact it is going to create with their efforts. So I believe it's more about bridging the gap between the Gen Zs and the leaderships, is to make sure that they collaborate just to understand the Gen Z's point of view as well, because they're coming from a understanding of the world which was very different from what it is today.
Yeah.
So it's very crucial that they also have to lean forward if they want an organization to flourish and thrive, because it's not like that you can survive without them. No, you cannot. You need them. You need a critical logical thinking in the system, which is them, right? And trust me, in my earlier role, before I quit, I was also working with the Gen Z, and some of the questions were very mind-boggling. When we were doing something and we were like, let's do it, and the question comes straight forward: what's the impact of it? Why we are doing it? Do you believe it's going to help? And it's going to degrade the performance. The questions were very straight and blunt, and I really, for a bit, I was taking a step back. I was like, no, this is the right question. This is the right forum to ask. This is the right time to raise, rather than struggling to perform and fulfill the KPIs later on. So it's amazing. You get to learn a lot from them. It's just a matter of time. You should have eyes and ears and brain to, wire accordingly to collaborate with them, rather than feeling offensive. Okay, how he or she can, tag me or can just put me on the spot. I believe putting on the spot is good, rather regretting later.
Absolutely. And when we talk, I know we cannot, as an organization, we cannot really change the systems and the processes. We have to really respect that. But we as a manager or we as a leader needs to also look, it's a responsibility for each one of us, because we are really mentoring, we are really coaching, and we are developing, I would say, rather, the Generation Z. Like you said, I think in coming years, you will see 70% of population is going to be the Gen Z in the working, right?
Yeah.
Millennials are not going to be there, so not many as such. But it's going to be Gen Z. So what are we really giving them to drive the coming generations, the coming era of the industry, And all the more we have to respect our systems, our processes. But it is also a responsibility that we need to make sure that they are being coached, they are being mentored very minutely in the initial days. Have that sense of, a good listening ability and adaptability as the managers and the leaders, to listen from their point of view and guide them each process. why this process, and how this process is helping, how this process is making us standing out from the other industries or from other organizations. Why, what makes us to drive things differently? What is my USP of our organization? And if we try to give them all this source of information and making sure that this information is also being actioned by leaders and the managers, right? 70% of the leaders inspire people by their actions.
True that.
And
that
which
is
is
so true.
always being observed. So observation is the most underrated skill, I would say. But that's a highly valued skill which each of us does, right? And that's where it's an accountability of every manager and every leaders. Please drive your actions, what you say, to get the Gen Zs and the coming generation inspired. And that's where, if you constantly keep driving your actions by letting them know the purpose of it, you look at what kind of value they are bringing. And they will, and they are. I'm so grateful to work with, I have a lot of stuff, so like I said in the starting that my motivation, I would say, is my refuel is learning. And I really love learning from the Gen Zs. And they are the one. And if you direct them, and if you tell them, if you mentor them, if you guide them constantly, you look at the values they will bring. We have 16-year-old, 20-year-old, 35-year-old founders, CEOs of the company. And those are the young generation who are driving it.
Yeah.
You see it, the level of intelligence when we say, so I think it's a very big responsibility to all the millennials and all the managers and all the leaders. We have the potential with us. Unlock them.
I believe that's the key. That's what you just mentioned, I know. And one more thing that come to my mind is that they are also I see more and more Gen Zs are also the risk takers. They do not shy away from taking the risks as well, right? Obviously they calibrate the pros and cons of it, but they're like, if not now, then when, right? So I believe we should also learn from them the capability to take the risks more, because always treading the safe path will not take you to places as well. You might learn things, but you might not learn a lot, because failure teaches you many things. This is what I've experienced in my life, because failures are something which is going to stay with you forever, but it depends upon you how you want to take that failure into you want to convert that into a learning, or you want to convert that into a crying field for you. So they're the people who do not think much on why not to take. They're like, let's take it, let's see what we are going to fail about and what we're going to learn about. That's the key, right?
Yeah. And I think that's where this concept of the gig workers have come up, when we talk about gig economy, when we talk about gig workers, because I'm talking about days of ours. We used to think about it, no, let me take a very calculated risk, and we need to be really make sure that things are in place, and I do that by this time and do that by this time. But Gen Zs, if you look at it, they do not want to regret later. So they're, if you really come up with their perspectives, they don't want to regret things later, and they're very daring enough that there's no harm. When you look at the kind of assignments, and especially talking about the gig workers, the way they're driving the assignments, they're looking at passionate subjects, they are courageous enough to experiment, right? And like you said, failure is, for them, it's an opportunity. They take it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
And don't taboo and don't stereotype it's a failure. I think that's a way which you can see them, how they are taking that as an opportunity, and they're getting more resilient. They know it's a word. It's an ever-changing, fast-changing word. You look at the pace, how we are going. The higher you get fail, but fail fast and then jump and then move to the next assignment.
Yeah.
And that's where they're experimenting. So, they really do not believe in working on the concept of, say, 8 hours, 10 hours. So they believe in the experimentations, working into multi-assignments and then trying to experiment what really excites them to do. And that's where they are courageous enough to take. So I think if I have to really compare the risk appetite, I think they are much higher on the risk appetite as compared to the generations of millennials and so forth.
And I believe that's very insightful. I'm sure viewers are going to learn a lot about it, and they also will trigger to think differently about Gen Zs. And of course, many leaders are going to learn a lot of takeaways, going to take a lot of takeaways from it, because this is something that they can implement it immediately. They don't need to, practice something. This is something that they should know, that if you want to thrive and if you want your company to be successful, you should know how to collaborate with all kind of generations, right? You just cannot stereotype one type and then you can keep on working with them. You need to have an open mindset and open arms to welcome them, so that they feel also contributed in something, right?
Absolutely.
And I have seen you have worked with many organizations, and recently also mentioned about Unilever and Apple also, because you said that they are the ones who are implementing strategies to help Gen Zs accommodate really nicely. And you have worked in many organizations like Jubilant, FCL. There are many, then Air Liquide as well. And but what is that one thing you believe that organizations never ever want to leave behind? What is that one thing you believe that organizations are so fearful to leave, or you believe that this is something very crucial for them that they don't want to leave?
I think fortunately and gratefully I worked with the organizations, and I'm working with the organizations which are I would say very open-minded, and they are letting and that's where they're thriving, letting everybody, there is one thing which is very important, and I would like to really emphasize that, career is in the hands of everyone. It's not the organization. Organization can give you the venues, can give you a lot of learning opportunities, but it is on to an individual how they want to really drive their own career. So career is in your hand. It's in your pockets, I would say, rather, So we have to look at from the lens of wisdom, I would say, rather. How can I take every opportunity as a learning opportunity? Not looking at it because I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Unless you're not tasting it, how will you really get to know what is that the food has been cooked for you? So it is very important that take every opportunity as from an open mindset. That's one. Because organizations give an ample opportunity to everybody. It's just that I am a hunter. I need to see that what is something which makes sense to me, and I will not get my stuff very easily. I have to really strive for it. So I would not say the organization should leave. I think it's on an individual. It's an individual. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just reiterating the fact, and this is something that I learned very early in my career as well, that if you wanna grow, you should take the charge of your career. Don't think that my manager will tell me, my boss will tell me what to do and where I should grow. Tell the trajectory you have envisaged for yourself, and tell them this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. And this is what I've learned, during my time earlier with Baker & J. And we were given the task to map our 5 years and 10 years in a corporate world. And I still vividly remember that I had to prepare that chart, and I have to discuss it with my manager. Okay, this is what I'm thinking in 5 years. This is what I'm thinking in 10 years. This is what I believe is necessary for you to arrange for me. So that's how I believe that helped me, move from, from sourcing to project management. It was very difficult to move from sourcing to project management at that point of time. People were usually not in the mood to hire. But I believe I was so passionate about project management and operations that I took a bubble assignment without any confirmation that I will get the role. I moved places, I moved cities, just to learn something which I was not aware of, along with my current job. But that bubble assignment gave me a platform where I can experiment in any field, and that helped me land a planning leader role and then ultimately into a project and installation leader role. So I believe it's the appetite to take risk, but also take the ownership of your career, which you just mentioned. You need to take charge of your career on your own, not the other way around. It should be you you should know that this is where I want to go. And the leader's job is to make sure that they guide them well, whether they're thinking in the right direction or not.
Yeah. And so that's like the sense of ownership on the individual. And when I'm going to give a sense of ownership to the organization, I think it is also very important when we are hiring resources. I would just say, every resource is an asset to the organization. It is in the hands of the organization also to leverage them, what they are looking for, because I think every individual wants to make a contribution to the success of the organization when they are working, right? So the sense of ownership for the organization, I would just say, I think it's most of us are doing, making sure that when we have the resources joining, we need to have a lattice career for them, saying that you are the asset to the organization. I look forward from you. What is the value you will be bringing for us, And this is the way we see you growing in the organization. So for example, if we have a lattice career, or we say now these days, that's called corporate jungle metrics, no longer vertical hierarchies. If you move from one place to another place, or maybe from one skill to another skill, how you can envision yourself, the growth, right, of yourself. So give them those charters, right? Give them that vision that if you do this, if you contribute to this particular skill, if you learn this skill or you deliver this, how you can envision yourself. Like we have a very good example of many management trainees, I'm just giving you example of Vineet Nair at SEAL Technology. He joined as a management trainee, and within 10 years, I think he was a CEO, a youngest CEO. I think about 30 years he was, and I got the opportunity to work with under his umbrella,
Amazing.
So, but for that, you need to have
That vision.
Career ladders for them. Why will I stay with you, What is there for me? What is in it for me? It's a very common verbatim, right? What is in it for me? So it is very important that we need to really tell them that this is for you, your value, your learning capability, your appetite, your curiosity is what can take you from here and what you have not even imagined for. So give them a word, what they have not imagined for, but they are really seeing themselves. Try to build the leaders who are going to be inspiring many generations. That's a sense of ownership which should come from the organization. Give them that broad vision so that they can go to the well, as a hunter, they can go and strive for it. So, well, I think this is one of my passionate topic. How can I make my resource glued to my organization? And it's not gluing them, it's gluing them what value we can bring to the organizations and the generations who will look forward, a great place to dream for, So, yeah, I know it's very wide, but I think it's a very passionate topic.
That is so right, and I believe it's more about how you can help them understand that they are the owner of their own career, right? Still, I see many people who think that I'm still in the same organization, same role for the last 5 years. I do not know what to do. But my question to them is always the same. Have you ever asked, what exactly can you do? Or have you ever wondered, can I think of doing a smart, short project in different function? So if you're not thinking in that direction, you're not thinking about your career. Because organization can help you as much as you are able to help yourself. Right? So giving the authority, and people should learn to take the authority of their career in their own hands. And I've seen, and this helps me remind a case where I had a colleague and a friend earlier. She was in the same role from last 6 years, and that time I moved from sourcing to project management. She knows about my journey, and she was like that, how you decided to move to different city altogether without any guarantee of a role. I was like, no matter the role, at least I was learning something which I can utilize later on. Learning was never a stoppage for me. So I was learning something which I can utilize later on, and I can implement it anywhere. So it's not a loss for me, it's always a gain for me. Right? So she implemented that strategy, and now she is in Dubai, and she was not able to get out of that function, but then she took some bold step. She moved to Dubai and she's flourishing right now. And she called me randomly one day that, Shelly, your advice really helped me. And I was not aware that I was advising her to do something bold, but she did. So taking the ownership of your career, I believe that's the key. That is something that one should remember. And always, this is something that I really tell people, that you believe that networking is not important. I believe networking can take you places. So people should learn to network as well. And it should be meaningful network. It doesn't mean that you have to talk to 10 people and be connected with everyone. Connect with only one or two, but have a meaningful conversation. Like when I connect with you, I remember that when I met you, you were very welcoming. And whenever we used to talk, whether we are meeting in the cafeteria or in a lobby, it's always a very warmth that I used to feel from you. And it's always very natural conversing with you about anything. Right? So I believe that's the kind of networking that people should learn to build. And I believe networking can not only help you learn, but it can also help you grow as an individual as well. So I really, really tell right now I'm running a brand called Shelly Thoughts, through which we're doing the podcast, and it's a consultancy firm as well. And I always tell my clients who I speak to that always invest in the connects. Don't have thousands of connects, but have 2 connects that are meaningful connects. And one of my clients yesterday randomly messaged me, and that was very surprising to me. It's a solar company, and I'm setting up their PMP for them. So I'm coaching their team, and I'm guiding the structure for them. And he randomly messaged me because he saw my podcast, he see my reels, he see the posts that I put in. And he randomly messaged me, Shelly, I'm grateful that we are connected because I'm learning a lot through you, and my organization learning a lot through you. And I'm grateful for that message. And because that came from nowhere. It just came from his heart directly. And that's very, very meaningful. So thank you, Renu, for bringing that up. I believe people should learn to take the ownership of their career, because then only it will take them to places. So
absolutely, so gone are the days when the manager will say, oh, I think you should do that. I think you should do this. I think this is your next step to do. It's fine. But I know very well where I would like to really grow. What is my passion? What is my interest area? And we have a very rare situations now when the manager tells you, I think now you should go there. I mean, it's like, it's me who has to take a decision, But making sure that if the organization is giving you opportunities, make sure that what is more meaningful to you as an individual, take that plunge. Take that plunge, experiment, grow, learn. Everything what you are plunging, everything whatever you're doing, it's helping you, it's making you more resilient, it's giving you an appetite to learn. And all the more when you're meeting a lot of people, look at the kind of wisdom you're gaining. Every experience with individual teaches you a lot of stuff. And this brings to me back to your a very good thought, what you're expressing on the networking, Shelly. One of my friends, Jeffrey, from Europe side of the world, is doing a very fundamental experiment on power of informal networking. And this is again a very underrated topic. and I'm very closely exchanging with him on this particular topic, and I'm also experimenting with him. I think there's a substantial value lies in informal networking as well.
What is that?
I'm sure this is a very new concept, and it's still not very much evolved. But the way we look at this topic, I think it's going to be taking a very good leap in coming times. One is a formal network. I know you, you know me, and we will work together, right? There are many informal brains, informal network, which is available in the organization or maybe in your surroundings or in your community, who are carrying a lot of value, So we need to also look at it. How good am I as a leader in my informal networking? To know people well and to get them into the project where we need the skills, where we need those value, So we need to have formal and an informal networking in the organization, and that's an appetite the leaders needs to bring in. But again, it's a new concept on a very, very initial, very nascent stage. But I see a lot of value this particular topic will bring in coming years. So, sense of informal networking is very important for managers and for leaders to sense and reach out to those destinations to make further organization getting thriving. And we have a lot of talents. We have a lot of talents who really do not believe. How can we reach out to them? Because in the organization there are a lot of layers if you look at it.
Yeah.
And how can I reach out to that layer, and how can I reach out to that level of information where we have a lot of skills available, we have a lot of talent available, but those are my informal network. I sitting in geography of, let's say, India versus in the geography of, let's say, in a Middle East or maybe let's say US. How would I know that this particular person has got the skill? How can I reach out to him or her, to make sure that the project which I'm working, the skill I'm working, I'm looking for that skill or for that project. How can I reach out to that? So I think this is one of the area which needs to be really deliberated upon, making sure that we are unlocking and we are untapping the value from the informal network.
So informal networking, help me understand and correct me if I'm saying it differently. It's like your leadership skills or your presence that created a kind of a network where you are not directly involved, but it has an impact on the people. Is it that?
So I give you a very small example. So in the formal networking, I know you and I know your capability, that I worked with you and all that, and that's where and we have their profiles available, and then we get them on board for projects. Informal networking is that, do I have an appetite as an organization to put across all my strategic projects in a central repository and say these are the challenges of the organization? I invite anybody across the world to come, collaborate and work on this project. So there we are not really bringing the layers of a formal, we are bringing everybody on board. If you believe you have a capability to help us in resolving this project, be my project partner, right? Be my project partners, nominate for that, we have sponsor for those projects, and they're coming forward. And this is not again a KPI, this is over and above. I would like to add a value. And this is what I'm talking about, Gen Zs also, Gen Zs are looking for outcome. How can they contribute? But they can bring an outcome, right? So this is again one of the way to look at it. Can we put across our problems in one central repository and give it access to everybody and say, we want you to collaborate with us to help us in resolving this project, the strategic challenges, across the board. So where you're not really filtering it, and we have all the sponsors for these projects. And again, it's the responsibility of the sponsors to qualify them or not to qualify them, but give the opportunity to all, So So that's called informal networking. I haven't worked with you, but I believe in you because you said that you have a capability to work along with me on this project. Taking a step, also saying that I want to work on the project, is showing up, right? So do we have that culture?
Nice.
Why should I believe on you?
So you believe that organizations are adopting this kind of thing? They are adopting it?
Oh, this is at a very, very nascent stage, and this is there are very, very few organizations who have started to believe in this concept. But I really foresee, I think with the way we are going, with the pace we are, I think informal networking, if we will put across, organizations really want to, stand out, they need to really let the informal networking or the challenges putting across widely, because this is again a very bold move, which at the moment it is at a very nascent stage, but I think the organizations who have started to apply, and there are few organizations I would not name, but I think pharma organization who started to implement it, and they have started to experiment, and they've started to really see the results coming in. So I think this is a very powerful subject.
Wow, this is new to me, and this is very interesting as well.
Yeah.
Great. So Renu, we'll move differently now. So I want to ask a bit about more about how you handle certain situations in an organization, because this is what people would love to learn from you. That if they are in the situation, then how they would expect the outcome or how they would be perceived. So if you believe that one is going through some kind of challenges in an organization in terms of politics, and they're not good at it. They're good at work, but they're not good at politics. So how do you believe that if that person is afraid to reach out to HR as well, how do you believe that what should they do about that? How they can come out of it? Because that is something that is impacting their mental health, that is impacting their overall work structure as well. So how do you believe that organization can give confidence that they have the freedom to come and speak about it?
I don't know, because when we talk about, if it is a one-off case, I would not really want to comment, but if it is a general, I'm sure the question you are posing, it is a general one. We have to really see that from where the thoughts are coming, that the organization has got politics, so I think one is that refrain from this subject, saying politics, because as an individual we are here to deliver our role, right? And if I really feel that I'm not confident enough to go and speak to the HR, so I think this is again a thought of introspection by the function as well, the HR function, when you say that why the branding is like this, so we have, so what is that bringing? That person is not really going forward and speaking to the HR. So I think it's food for thought and introspection for the function as well, that why the people aren't really coming up. And secondly, I think, and if it is just a perception, I think mostly it is always a perception. You think 10 times before going, because you're listening to the noise of the outer world, and then you're making a perception, that I should not be going to the function, they will not be listening to me. I think you should be courageous enough to express yourself, to express yourself, to be very authentic. What do you feel? How do you feel? And why you see that you need their support. And believe me, everybody is here to help. But when you are expressive, when you are right, and when you're authentic, I think you have a right voice to air it to the function, and they will definitely look at it from the lens of being empathetic and from the lens of a responsibility the function drives.
And now we have talked a lot about the corporate world, Gen Zs and AI. Now I want to talk about you, Renu. So as an individual, I know that you do a lot of stuff, but I would love to learn that how does your day look like if you have to tell me about your kind of a dincharya in a day. How your day look like?
Don't ask that. I am a person who really gets away from, I'm a very, very adventurous person. I don't want to get onto the rhythms of everyday's life. So I keep adding one of these other stuff. Very spiritual, I would say. I love that. That's my one of my fuel for my life. I cannot live without my sports. So it's like, again, athlete is something which I always admire. I've been doing that since my childhood, and I will continue to do it till the time my bones allow to do that.
What do you do? What do you play?
I am a long distance runner, and
Wow.
so I love, I always give. It's like, even though my muscles needs this thing, if I'm not doing, I become so restless. So that's there. So that's the only thing which I do. And besides this, I really love doing trekking. So it's like mountaineering is something I wish I can do forever, but it's just that, again, we have a lot of limitations in time and then work, but I really cherish that. I love driving. So I think these are my hobbies, but I'm passion stuff which I'm talking about. So so my normal day is like, again, getting up in the morning. I'm an early bird, and then a very, very short workout, and then going for my work, and then coming back, and then it's like getting just to my books, which I really love.
You love reading.
Reading, and it's reading or my few of my TED Talks. So we have a very good group with us. So so we exchange a lot of stuff.
And is there any particular book that you would like to recommend to the people?
I would really want to talk about Atomic Habits.
Oh, I love that book. I've imbibed those practices in my life.
And there's another one I want to show. Can I show that book if you want?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
please.
So another one is The Multiplier. I don't know when you can see that. Can you see this?
Oh, by Liz Wiseman.
By Liz
Multipliers.
Wiseman. This is one of the fascinating book I have, So it's like she talks about idea killers, the concept of idea killers and idea generators. How can you kill coming brilliant ideas easily, and how to really look at those. So and how can you really multiply the learning, bring back those learning, and make sure that those learnings are getting implemented, cascaded below. How can you make sure that you're learning, you're cascading those learning till your ground level. So beautiful book, and so we have groups and we exchange our learning. So this is something which I do in my own space, and and a good time to spend with my husband and my family and my dogs.
Dogs. How many you have?
I have 4 dogs, and
which one?
And Indies,
Okay.
and then, a lot of dogs outside. So I was a very active partner for this Rights for Dogs, which is ongoing, and I don't know for how long it will undergo.
4 dogs you have. My God. Is it very tough to take care of them?
Absolutely yes, because these all are Indies I picked up from streets, and then and again, when you're staying in a family, it's difficult to control them. So yeah.
How do you manage them? Because I also love dog, but my family is not allowing me to have one. Earlier, I used to have a dog and a parrot. I love dog and parrots, but now my family is not allowing me to have one. So I'm
There's
sure
always,
because but I believe that dogs are species that gives you abundance of love without in exchange of anything.
Absolutely. So for me they are my stress busters. You just look at their face and their crawlings, the welcoming of theirs, the way they welcome you. Yeah. Goodness, they throw you back, and so I think they're the most stress busters to whom you can express. They will not talk back to you, but you are just talking it to them, and they just listen.
But they understand. That's what I have learned with time.
You can feel it from their eyes, You can feel it from. So for me, they are my stress busters. Something which is happening, I just talk to them, and though my husband is like, he's not a dog pro, but good. I told you.
Yeah. But great. I'm glad. I believe that in future I might have one dog and a parrot, because this is what I really love. And I, at my maternal home, I used to have dogs and parrots, and I'm telling you, whenever they're around, whenever they used to be around me, I used to feel very light, because they used to hover around me, or they used to my parrot used to really love me loving her back.
Yeah.
So they used to love patting their heads, just caressing their neck. They used to love it like anything, right?
I believe me. So it's like, I have a habit when I see dogs on the streets, and this is, I normally when I go for my workout and when I get to see the dogs on the street, so I know, so these are the dogs and this is my common street when I move by, So what I do, I carry some stuff for the eating, and I just keep giving it to them in the street. So on the next day when I'm going, I'm seeing them, they're waiting for me.
Yes.
And agitation also in the street, saying that you're spoiling everything. I said, I'm not spoiling, So because they wait for me, and then it becomes my responsibility to make sure that the feed is going to them.
Yes. Now it happens. I used to feed earlier in my colony. There used to be 4 dogs, and I used to feed them. Now I've moved places, so now I don't feed them very often. But whenever I go back to my my in-laws, I always try to feed them. But they remember me.
Absolutely.
Like when I'm walking in the garden, they always follow me like a trail. My parents say that, are you not afraid of them? I was like, no, I know that's their love coming back. Right?
True.
They remember me, that they just keep on walking behind me, that she'll give something.
For sure. And this is, somewhere, these are the roots again coming from my parents, my mom and my dad, So they used to feed more than hundreds of dogs, And not even at our home, because, so it's like, wherever my mom and dad used to visit, they always used to carry stuff with them, and whichever street and localities they used to go, and always a stock is in the car. So wherever we were visiting, they just keep feeding the dogs here and there, and that's where, it's not even me, all my siblings, all of us, we do that. And there's a lot of beating also come from the street for us, These are the values, I don't know it's a values or not, but I cannot live without animals, and particularly dogs. I cannot. Even though when I got married, I got 2 dogs with me, So that was a condition of getting married.
But now your husband is comfortable with the dogs?
Not at all.
He's still bearing.
That's where there's no welcome of him, When he comes, the dog's not welcoming him, but when I come, there's always a good welcome of mine.
Because you shower love. They sense the love.
And they sense also. The dog sense also. Who loves them, who do not love them. But yes, he has to love, because with the fact that he has no other option.
But your in-laws are also okay with that?
Oh, no. So the floor which I am here, in my floor, my dogs are in the top floor. And I'm in this floor. So they cannot move from that floor to this floor, to my in-laws' floors. So,
wow.
Good. But that's it's again a learning, how you have to adapt to the situation, and you have to onboard everybody, and you have to make sure that you're taking care of the human beings and the animals and everyone, And like you said,
great.
In one of my, on our terrace, I normally keep a lot of feed for them. So we have pigeons, parrots, squirrels, everybody coming, So
you have to invite me to your home. I would love to visit.
Most welcome. So this is where I keep saying that, so I have one of the best mornings with me. Starting with all that. looking at the nature and spending time with all of them.
This is so surreal. So surreal. I would love because I also feed pigeons. There's some pigeons who are like native to my home. They think that that's their home. So I keep food for them, and they're guarding the house when I'm not around. So they keep on coming, and no matter how much I try to rush them out, they're always like back in few seconds.
Yes.
So
they will make sure that you're not sleeping beyond 5 in the morning, huh?
Yes.
They will start chirping, and then they will telling you, get up in the morning, okay? Because we have to keep the feed. So, and that's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of stuff in my life. So it's like I never feel I'm free. So, which is good, and it makes me in the motion.
Great. That's really very thoughtful and very nice. And I'm really loving that side of Renu, who loves trekking, who loves mountaineering, who loves running, loves animals, because that is something I really correlate with very closely. I'm a person who really loves to trek a lot, and I hope I'll be able to join you in October in your
For sure.
trek.
I will make sure that you're coming with me in October in case I am qualified for this. This is going to be this mountaineering track is going to be real difficult for me. But I'm preparing for that. And since
You'll be able to do it.
If you're also an athlete, I invite you to join me, and let's see. And there's always a fun. I always take adventure a supplement for me, for my body.
It is
a supplement for me.
indeed.
So I'm looking forward for that.
That's so nice of you, and Renu, thank you for taking out time to speak to us. It is really it's a masterclass for me today, and I'm sure that people who are going to watch it soon, they are going to learn a lot from this conversation. So thank you so much for it, and it's really always great talking, and today's one was absolutely special. So this is to everyone listening. Comment with your biggest Gen Z challenge at work and your biggest AI at work dilemma. If this episode helped you, share it with a leader who manages young talent, and subscribe to Shelly Thoughts. Thank you so much, Renu. It is indeed lovely talking to you today.
It's my pleasure, Shelly. I think I really cherish talking to you, and you are a very, very brave woman. And keep that up. We need these generations, So be an inspirer, and I'm sure coming time you'll be inspiring many. So be that one. Be a creator. So you are into a creator league.
Have a
lovely weekend. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Thank you. And all the best. Many, many successes to you. Stay.
Thank you. Take care of you, and good luck for your running and for your trek.